Alright guys, in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about the requirements for a Filipina to leave the Philippines and go travel to a different country. I'm going to talk about this because we just got back from Vietnam, and so we have some recent experience, as this was Maya's second time out with us together. Stick around. Alright, now you may have watched my previous video where a news article came out from the Bureau of Immigration stating that they're going to streamline and make it a little even more difficult for Filipinos to get out, requiring even more documentation. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out up above. However, they came out and apologized and said, "Our bad. What we meant to say is that if it's a first-time person going out, then we might be a little more stringent on the requirements and documents, so people aren't blindsided. They know what they need ahead of time, because there has been some incidents in the Philippines as of late where they've asked Filipinas for a yearbook from high school and just crazy things like that. So I think because of that, they wanted to get more streamlined, and they wanted to have something really set in place of, okay, these are required type of documents, this is what you should have before you try to travel outside of the country. Well, then they came out with this new article, which we'll take a look at, apologizing and saying, okay, this is really for brand new Filipinos who are leaving the Philippines maybe for the first time. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what they had to say about that. Alright guys, you might hear the rain behind me. It's kind of one of those rainy days again, and believe it or not, we are heading into the holiday season. Yeah, hard to believe, but here in the Philippines, next month will be the start of the Christmas season, the longest in the world for celebrating the Christmas season. Starts in September and usually goes all the way through into January. So anyway, let's take a look. So the Bureau of Immigration new travel guidelines clarification of existing rules. They said, so here's what they said. They said that they would not require additional requirements for departing tourists. So the very first time they came out with the article a few days ago, they had named all these different things that you're going to need, and it was almost like, whoa. I was like, this is a little bit too much, but actually they're saying that they won't, and they will only need like 4 documents. So let's go over some of that. But some statistics here: more than 95% of departing Filipinos would not need to present more documents apart from the basic ones. So what are the basic ones? Well, the 4 basic ones that the immigration officers will check, such as a passport valid for at least 6 months from the date of departure, which is normal for almost anybody across the world. An appropriate valid visa. Again, if you're traveling to a country that requires a visa, this is completely normal. And a boarding pass. Well, of course you need a boarding pass. And a confirmed return or round-trip ticket whenever necessary. So again, even for foreigners coming out to the Philippines, if you're going to stay past 30 days, you still need a throwaway ticket that you can purchase down below in the link in the description or the pinned comment. And yeah, even though I went through, leaving from Vietnam, coming back to the Philippines, it was Cebu Pacific in Vietnam that asked me for my onward ticket. They wanted to see that I was leaving within 30 days. I showed it to them. Immigration usually doesn't ask, mainly because they assume that the airlines have already done their due diligence and have already asked for this. All right, so according to the BI Commissioner, the new guidelines merely detail the requirements for other categories of departing Filipinos. In the fresh guidelines, self-funded tourists are required to show financial capacity of source of income and proof of employment, aside from the tickets and hotel booking. Now, when Maya went out for the first time with me together to Thailand, she was there being questioned for about 45 minutes. They wanted to see that her bank account. They wanted to see proof of income. They wanted to see pictures of us together. the return ticket, the hotel accommodations, all of that stuff they wanted to see. She was held up for about 45 minutes, and we met on the other side, and she shared all of this with me. Now, the second time when we went to Vietnam, just at the beginning of August, they didn't ask for anything. They saw that she had previously been out and returned and followed the rules. And this time around, they just stamped it and said, hey, have a good trip. So no different than me leaving. So I would expect this going forward, now that she's got a few traveling out of the country. You know, she's got stamps and she's gone and come back. No difficulties, that she should be good to go. So what else do we have here? So it does say that they do not require proof of financial capacity for most passengers. And I think if you're married to a foreigner and your Filipina is going to leave, I'm probably not going to ask for it. If, for example, like Maya, this was her second trip, they never asked for anything. Proof of financial capacity would only be requested by the immigration officer if there appears a red flag on the part of the traveler. And again, this is the part, for example, where I gave with Maya. If a traveler has already, on previous occasions, been able to travel without any red flags, without any concerns, without being required proof of financial capacity, chances are that the traveler will have the same experience as well. And that explains why the second time Maya had nothing, just a simple, have a good time, take care. That was it. So that's it, just a quick update of this new thing that came out from the Bureau of Immigration. Like I said, it was a little bit of a panic because a few days ago they released, and it was very vague, and it was saying that you need an affidavit and of financial support from your family member, and just all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was like, whoa, does this mean like when Maya and I go on our next trip to Malaysia, are we going to have to get a bunch of documents? Am I going to have to show proof that I'm financially responsible, or does she have to get bank statements and notarize and all this crazy stuff? That's what the article had led you to believe. But they came out, and this one in particular didn't say it, but they actually came out and apologized for the miscommunication. So there you have it. Just so you know, throwaway ticket is something that you typically have to have whenever you go to any country. If you're going to stay past the amount of time that they allow, even if you go to their immigration extend, you still should have a ticket showing you're leaving, and it's usually the airlines that ask this. Now, again, you may not get asked for this. You might be one of the lucky ones and they don't even ask for it. But why take a chance? Because you might be at the airline and they say, no, you need to have an onward ticket, and then you're forced to get online and get out of line and purchase a ticket. Well, for $16 you can just buy the throwaway ticket if you're planning on staying longer than the allowed time by that country. And I also recommend travel medical insurance. Like I said, Maya and I went to Vietnam for 3 weeks. It cost us together, I got the policy together, for $40. I have switched to a different travel medical insurance company, much better rates, more flexible on limits, deductibles, coverages, and so you can get a quote down in the description as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys want to help support my channel, consider joining my YouTube membership to get access to many more of my videos, plus additional benefits by clicking the join button under any one of my videos, or head over to my patreon.com/Gio in the Philippines, where you'll get many more videos and additional benefits and even free gifts after a few months. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.